How many times have you been here?
This is my first time.
You're a newbie.
I am a newbie, yes.
And what did you feel like when you walked through the golden arch, as they call it?
I don't know what I thought I was going to feel. I came because I'd met some solos people on my holiday last year in Rhodes. And at the end of the week, they'd said to me, "Oh, you've passed the test. You can come."
What is the test?
Here.
What is it? Just you talk.
I think I was sociable enough, and it was a bit they thought I'd get on well. Yeah. So they said, "Would you be interested?" So I said, "Yeah, keep me in touch." So, and true to their word, that was September, and come November, one of the friends said, "Right, we're going to book."
Yeah.
And we had a big deliberation. We started off at 11 nights.
Yeah.
And then there was consultation with the three of us. And then we ended up saying, well, why are we going for 11 nights? Why don't we go for 14? So that's what we ended up doing.
And you're pleased you've done that?
Absolutely, yeah.
Because the first week is, you hit the ground running.
Yeah, yeah.
And you want to look at things.
Yeah.
And then you just want to relax it before you go home.
Yeah, yeah. So that's what we did.
So you had the advantage of knowing people already when you arrived. Yeah. So when you see somebody who, because you've been here for quite a few days now, when you see somebody who's just walked in on their own, probably doesn't know anybody, what's your reaction?
Well, I've been there before myself in other situations. So I think people that have started to do solo holidays know that feeling.
Yeah.
So and I'm quite a sociable person, so I would always, even in the morning, I make a point of trying to go and see everybody as I would with a newbie, to sort of say, how are you doing? Especially at breakfast and things, when people are a bit looking around, trying to find stuff, and you think, are you okay? And usually they say, yeah, we're fine, but it just makes people feel comfortable and at home straight away, really.
Yeah. No, I've noticed that. I've noticed there's this sort of camaraderie and there's that sort of understanding what it's like. Whichever stage you're at of your solo travelling, there's a knowing.
Yeah.
And you've obviously been to other hotels for solo travellers. How does this compare?
I'm still quite new to solo travelling.
Yes.
But I would say for this one, it's the attention to detail.
Yeah.
It's the all-encompassing, they've thought of everything. And it's not just that you're a solo as an afterthought. It's that it's the whole package right from the start. And I think that's the important thing really for them.
From the moment you arrive at the airport,
totally,
you feel scooped up.
Yeah, totally, yeah.
And what about the trips that they offer?
Again, yes. It's just attention to detail all the way through. And nothing's too much trouble. Sometimes you'll go to holidays and you think, oh, perhaps I'm a bit silly asking that. Yeah. But I'm not. It's of course. Yeah.
And what about the food? Because I know you've got a few dietary requirements.
Yeah. So I'm a celiac. And that can be quite notoriously difficult when you're abroad. So obviously I declared that as I booked. And I checked just before I came and I was told absolutely no problem whatsoever. And the first breakfast, they're always attentive at breakfast and you can see the waiting staff waiting to help you. And I sort of said, and she goes, oh, yes. And all the gluten-free stuff was identified separately with a label on it. And she actually gave me the labels so that I could check that it was okay for me. And then when you get to evening meal, the first day or two, they weren't, because obviously they don't know you. I had to sort of prompt them to say I'm the celiac, and they go, oh yes. And really after day 2, you know yourself whether you think you're going to be able to eat it. But now what they do is it's a bit like, no, you not have no, and they appear with something that's the same, very similar in the menu, but they've accommodated exactly what you want. And some can be quite complicated. There was a lady last week that had a different type of allergy, and we both tended to sit together, and it was, you have this, you have that, the rest have this. So, but you know, they were great. And it's not like, oh no, you can't have it.
No.
You can't, you've got to miss a course. It's no, you have this instead. And so that's really good.
And they will have made a note of this. So when you come back again, they will know exactly.
Yeah. And that's, for somebody who travels, that's obviously really important.
Because the eating, and I know myself, travelling, the eating in the evening is the bit that most people worry about.
Yeah. Being on your own.
Yes.
Certainly.
What am I going to do? Sit there with a Kindle, pretending I'm absolutely fine?
Yeah.
And here, that just doesn't come into it,
doesn't come into it. And in fact, my daughters, I've got 2 daughters, and they hang their head because they'll say to me, "What time did you go to bed last night, Mum?" And I was like, "Oh well,
they do." A few cocktails.
but the point is, you can go whenever you want.
Yes.
You know, if you just want dinner and you want to go to your room and have a quiet
night,
a quiet night to read a book, that's fine. If you want to be at the bar till 1 o'clock in the morning, it's absolutely fine as well. And if you want to start doing some dancing and things,
tell me about the green dancing. That was my first night. Obviously threw myself into it.
Absolutely.
So it's great fun, and
it's lovely.
You're plainly, I can tell the look on your face, you're enjoying it, you're relaxed.
I think there's so many people that know that once they've been once, there's no way they won't come back.
And do you think they'll go back a more confident person when it comes to travelling?
I hope so. I hope so. I mean, for me, I like this networking that I've done. Like I've just said at the start, that I like the networking, that at least I had somebody that I met at the airport in the UK and travelled with purely from having seen the person before. But now I wouldn't have a problem coming on my own, because I know what's here when I get here, and I know that as soon as I go through that airport gate,
Adonis is there.
I'll be fine. And I won't get lost. And I'll get to the right destination.